Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be speaking about Nicki Minaj and Jay Z. She has gone off on Jay Z again, so we're going to get into a couple of the tweets regarding that. If you're interested in her, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay guys, so there's a lot, there's a lot going on, so apparently, Nicki Minaj has gone off on Jay Z on Twitter again, allegedly. I don't think it's really alleged at this point because she reposted him. But anyway, she reposted like a picture of him and a stat of hers, but I'll get into that in a second. But this is crazy because we do know that she just went off on him in regards to the Super Bowl and not picking Lil Wayne, XYZ, which in that case, like I talked to you guys about before, I still feel like regardless the right decision was made, and Kendrick Lamar should be the person who performs because he's had a fire year, he's a great performer, hits, etc., etc. Kendrick deserves it. Congratulations, Kendrick Lamar, if I haven't said that yet. uh, However, this context of this rant that Nicki Minaj went on for Jay Z this time was completely different. It wasn't about the Super Bowl. It was about partially the stuff having to do with Tidal, some contract that she had with Tidal that he didn't pay her enough money for, and then the other part was her subliminally talking about him in a way of his affiliation with Diddy and wanting to know what went on with that, which is absolutely crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I wouldn't think that Nicki Minaj would address that. I actually did make a video about that, that people online, not Nicki, but people online were speaking about Diddy and making certain, or I'm sorry, not Diddy, Jay Z, and making certain connections and being like, hey, he was with Diddy this time and that time, and look at his relationship with Foxy Brown, and look at his relationship with Aaliyah, and look at his relationship with Beyonce, and look at this, look at this, look at this, and people are trying to make different connections, like, you know, Jay Z is essentially a creep too. His secrets just haven't been exposed. Beyonce might be involved. All these different things. People are making assertions now based on what's come out about Diddy, which in that video I said makes sense because they're going to look at the people who've been around Diddy all of these years and the people who've been around Diddy recently, like Young Miami, for example, and et cetera, et cetera. So I wasn't expecting though for Nicki Minaj to not formally address him, but kind of subliminally address him on Twitter in regards to that, in regards to, Tidal and stuff. She's really been on Jay Z's head. And we all do know that this kind of started back from the Super Bowl. And I feel like, I don't know, this is my thing. I do feel like she is definitely justified in anything that she wants to express. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Super Bowl, she didn't agree with that, cool, fine. Whether it was a Tidal thing, she didn't agree with that, cool, fine. This whole situation with Diddy, her wanting to know Jay Z's, affiliation, cool, fine. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, if she wants to call him out, go ahead. My thing though is I don't know if she'd be going this hard at Jay Z if she didn't have a personal issue with Rock Nation. I don't know if, this expose of Jay Z and, her talking about what's going on in the media with Diddy and her speaking about the Tidal this and the this and that, the different things that, the Super Bowl, whatever. I don't think she would be this passionate about her disdain for Jay Z, for Rock Nation, and whatever at this point if she didn't have a personal issue with it. That's where the root of all of this is coming from. That's what I want you guys to remember. Um, yes, everything that she's saying, she totally has a right to express and say if she wishes. I am caught up on the root of all of this. The root of all of this is really about Rock Nation, Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion's association with Beyonce, how close they are. They're taking pictures together. I think Nicki likes Beyonce. I think she loves Beyonce. Maybe she wants to be super close to Beyonce. I think there's a personal, she has something deep down where she's hurt by, you know, the love and support that Megan is getting from them and the push that she's getting from them. And so she's coming at Jay Z so hard because I think there's an emotional attachment to this. I don't think it's just purely out of justice. I do think it is because she wants justice in certain areas. Cool. But I think it all comes back down to how she personally feels. Because, Nicki Minaj and Beyonce did music together. They've had super huge songs and they don't interact like that anymore. Beyonce interacts more with Megan than she does with Nicki. I think that there's a personal, I think there's more personal, deep rooted feelings there, and the fans don't acknowledge that. The fans don't, the stands of Nicki don't acknowledge that she's clearly hurt by something. She's clearly hurt by something. She feels like maybe she's not getting something. I think that she has a longing for the both of them. And because she isn't in that position currently with the two of them and it's Megan instead, she has this emotional lashing reaction. And I'm just very intuitive, and like I consider myself pretty emotionally intelligent for the most part. People are like, oh my gosh, you sound like this, you sound like that, you did it. I am not like the most academically like I struggled in school. Um but I've always had like a very keen emotional intelligence and like able to understand people's emotions and kind of like see behind the rah 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 of something and be like, okay, this is why you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to do that. And I've had to because of the things I've been through in my life, but that's another story. But yeah, basically I just think that there's definitely a root to Nicki Minaj doing all of this. It's not just purely because of one thing. I think it comes back down to how she feels at the end of the day about Megan, about Beyonce, about Jay Z, and just the relationship that she wants to have with them. Period. You know what I'm saying? That she wanted to have with them. I don't know if she wants to have it now, but she did at one point, you know? Also, before I get into the tweets, which I'm going to read, some of what she said to you guys, I also want to say I think she should be careful. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she shouldn't speak her mind. She can do whatever she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Fine, Nicki, speak. Do what you're gonna do. I still think she should be careful though, only because Jay Z, Beyonce, any of his affiliates, very powerful people in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj is here. She has her fan base, but she doesn't have the music industry's backing like that. So she is on the outside when it comes to that. So, she has to be careful what she says, what she does. She has to keep her eye open now because she's talking about people who are huge, 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 huge. You know what I'm saying? Like huge people. She has to be very careful what she says, what she does, because of the type of people who she's calling out. I'm sure she knows that. I'm sure she knows that she's putting herself kind of at risk um, for coming at them, for speaking the truth and asking questions about the whole Diddy thing. That's a big thing. That's a big topic right now. But I wish her to be careful and that nothing happens to her for her speaking out towards him, because nobody is really speaking out against Jay right now. I don't know any other big celebrity, who's affiliated with Diddy or whatever is speaking on Jay Z. Nobody is talking about Jay Z because people know better than to do that. So, just wish her safety and that she's careful how she approaches things and what she says and what she does because of that. But anyway, let's get into some tweets. So I'm not going to read all her tweets, just a couple that she posted that I found the most interesting, but she tweeted a lot on Twitter, so if you want to go look at everything, it's there. So she retweeted this person that said they wanted brunch and baby oil, and brunch, as we do know, is connected to Jay-Z's, Rock Nation brunches, Diddy, freak offs with the oil, etc. So Nicki said, worried about the tea of a 15-year-old child who was railroaded, but no comments on the tea and baby oil that's been going on for decades as recent as months ago. If a 15-year-old needed to be held accountable and told that they can't ever move past their past, then what about the 30-year-olds who groomed and groomed, sat by and was silent, etc.? Oh, right, let's keep the blogs focused on Oniqua. Short and stout dick. Don't want to talk about him friending them? LMFAO. So I think she was addressing this other guy who called her out with this one, I think, but still, Jay Z's brunch was mentioned. She also said, "Dear short and stout, Laffy Taffy Alien Dick, Breath Sass." I think she was addressing the other guy in this, but still, again, Jay Z was mentioned. "We want to know if you were present during those abuse of teenagers and children. That's what we want to know. You can't taste my pee. Stop. Aaliyah, Foxy, etc. During R. Kelly videos, shoots, and stuff. Did you know about the abuse of Kim Porter and Cassie? Y'all seem to always run in a sort of rat pack. So that's what the people want to know. And your peeps to speak on. Ugly, bald headed, bowling ball B. You in words don't have this energy for gangsters in person, only for bees on the internet." So yeah, she was addressing the other guy, but still, um, the Rock Nation brunch tease, and then also she ended up reposting Jay Z, saying that her stats were better than his. So this post says Nicki has now surpassed Jay Z to become the sixth longest charting rapper of all time on Billboard. Her music has charted for 1,945 cumulative weeks. And then she said, "Move" to him. That's wild. So yeah, there's little sprinkles of him being mentioned in these tweets. She's not outright saying his name. She hasn't outright said his name, but we do get the implication. We do get that she's still mentioning him in a way because of his affiliation with Diddy. Everybody in the comments is talking about him, and she hasn't shut them down. So, you know, the people know at this point that she has an issue. So, like I said, in regards to Jay Z, she was talking about some issue with Tidal, some deal that she had that didn't go right. Also, she mentioned the Rock Nation brunches, like I said, subliminally. She didn't really say it, but she kind of alluded to it. And she was going off on some other, media person. And some comments read, and she said what the F she said. "Y'all hoes can't silence everybody. I'm standing 10 toes behind my beam. We know why they won't press you in IRL too. Don't forget about Harvey Weinstein." And then here's a old picture of so that's what I'm saying. Like underneath a lot of her tweets, people are talking about Jay, and she's not, shutting down the conversation because, she low key wants a conversation to be had, and she's kind of egging it on as well. Weak ass sissies on my soul. Step to the green. We stepping up about Queen. Wake that up. And that's what they're so afraid of, why they're projecting. Just disgusting tiny men. Bald headed bowling ball B. Clock it. Oh, clock them for me. You have such balls. Let them know, Nick. We're real people here. Get behind us. Wake it up because enough is enough. I can't wait till he gets exposed for Foxy Brown too. He's definitely groomed and blackballed her. She's saying what people in the industry have been wanting to say for a while. God protect over our precious love. Barbs, we need to really surround Nicki. The strong ones always are targeted, but if we join her, we'll make it harder. That Kim Porter tea. I am truly, truly gagged. Call out Usher and Lil Kim too. She was at the freak offs when Usher was present as a teen. Also, Usher grew up in this environment. Why did he leave Justin Bieber under Diddy's care? We're ready for war. OMG, Nicki. Love when Nicki talks her ish. OMG. Onika is fed up. Onika is emptying the whole clip. About time. Y'all literally play on her name. Say the most disgusting A-ish on this app about her family. Don't be quiet now. And as she was going off, some people were tweeting at her saying, "Your husband is still an SCX offender. What is wrong with you? Defending a R word actions is completely crazy. No matter what age you are a psychopath if you do that." Here's a question for all the baby oil users. Why you not this loud when it comes to your nasty husband and brother. So some people feel like she shouldn't be speaking up about the Diddy thing, Jay Z, Rock Nation brunches, baby oil, because of the fact that these atrocities, some of them were committed against kids. And she has a brother who got involved in some stuff, and also her husband when he was a child. And so people don't feel like it, they feel like it's kind of like, okay girl, you're literally in a similar situation, so how can you speak on this? Or why haven't you put in the same energy? Which she hasn't put in the same energy for like her brother who was convicted and everything. So people are going to bring that out. Where are all the other celebs? This is why I respect you. Not afraid to speak up. You opened your P to a rapist B. You're sick. While defending your R word neither because he R'd his own daughter. As he wow, what? And then you decide to marry a R word too. Sad day for you, no wonder you're bitter. Oh my god. Nicki put a name on it then. Subbing is the same as staying silent. Short and stout D. Now how you know that man little. Okay, you guys, so those are some comments. These are different things that Nicki has been saying. You guys let me know. How do you feel? Do you feel like Nicki is justified in how she's coming at Jay right now, considering, his affiliation with Diddy in the past? So, what do you feel about all of this? It's very interesting how all of this is unfolding, and I guess we'll see what the future holds for all of these people. So, yeah. And that's it for this one. I love you, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.